So a study has come out and proved me wrong, and I need to eat a little crow, and I need to make sure you understand what the study shows. So Robin Dunbar is a professor of psychology, and he's the one you might have heard of the Dunbar effect or group. You can really only have 150 close friends, 5 in your inner circle, then 10 in the next circle, then 35, and then 100. And that 100 is more of casual acquaintances, light friendships. Well, he did a study, and I wasn't aware of it. It came out about a decade ago saying that men need 2 weekly nights out with their friends, ideally performing or doing something together, an activity. So think about playing in a softball league, things like that, okay? And as you know, I've always said, we have studies showing that weekly date night leads to happier spouses by 360+%, better sex life. And I've always said the same thing about time with other men. You need weekly time with other men. And there is research saying it should be twice as much. But here's the problem. Men don't do it, okay? A third of men never get together with their friends. This is why friendships die off. They stagnate because they mistakenly put everyone else's needs first instead of actually prioritizing themselves because they've believed a lot of the lies of society. All right? 60% can't regularly do it weekly. Only 40% do it weekly. Okay? Unacceptable, man. It should be 100% weekly and a whole lot more doing it twice a week. Now, before anyone says, yeah, but, first of all, you're not exempt from the realities of the scientific findings. 1. 2, it's not a zero-sum game. If you get to go out 1 or 2 nights a week with your friends, that means your wife can go out 1 or 2 nights a week as well. And there's no reason, again, we're not babysitters. It's great quality time with your kids alone without her there, which is actually a huge plus. So she's not interfering with your connecting time with them, okay? Now, there's the benefits of doing this. Stronger immune system, reduced anxiety, heightened, increased generosity, and increased endorphin release. And so if you don't meet with your buddies, studies have shown the guys who isolate themselves are socially isolated, do nothing except go to work, come home and be dad. Go to work, come home and be dad, what I call the provider dad trap. You are 2 to 5 times more likely to die all-cause mortality. 2 to 5 times. And if you join a bowling league, a softball league, golf with your buddies once a week, you reduce your risk of death by half with just that one change. So, if you don't have time to do things with your friends, first off, I call bullshit. Make the time, okay? Second, you're not immune or exempt from the laws of nature, the laws of the world. So if you're like, oh, I can't do this, there's no way. Well, first off, maybe you need to reevaluate your priorities. I'm happy to have a conversation with you about this because when men don't do this and they end up hitting that, I want space, I want separation, I want a divorce, that's when they come in our communities at Mentoring Men. And guess what? One of the first things we tell them to do is start prioritizing themselves, working on themselves for themselves, not to save the marriage. And they go from they weren't happy, they're typically fairly miserable to begin with, to becoming much happier, which allows them to accurately figure out, do they want to stay with their partner? And they lead the transformation in their marriage to a loving, connected, deeply intimate relationship about half the times. So, please hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't. If you'd like to have a conversation with me about this, my contact information is below. And you need to initiate because men are bad at this. You need to be the guy who makes the plans and gets people together. Hey, we're going hiking 10 o'clock on Saturday morning at this trail. Come join us. Invite 15 buddies. You're going whether one shows up or 5 show up. Go have lunch afterwards, all right? Have a great week.